The Giants have made the trip down the turnpike to Philadelphia and Veterans Stadium, the second meeting of the year between the Giants and the Eagles on a perfect afternoon. And first, let's look at the standings in the NFC East. The Cowboys losing to Atlanta. Their record will drop to 7-3. The Giants then can tie them with a victory this afternoon, and the Eagles trying to stay in the playoff race. I'm Pat Summerall here with John Madden in Philadelphia. John, let's talk Giants first. They've had a tough time in Philadelphia. However, they've already won more games this year than they won all of last year. What do they have to do to beat the Eagles here today?
Yeah, I think Dan Reeves has done a heck of a job having the Giants in this position where they can be tied for the lead in this 10th game of the season. And they're going to have to do the same things that they've done all year. They're going to have to be able to run the ball. They're going to have to be able to play solid defense, take a shot deep every once in a while. It's going to be a little tougher to run today because their best run blocker, Jumbo Elliott, isn't playing.
John Richie Kotite was telling us yesterday, the head coach of the Eagles, that this is as close to a must game for them as they come if they're going to stay alive in the playoff race. They've had success against the Giants here. What do they have to do today?
Well, you know, they've lost 5 in a row. That's the bad news, and the good news is that they've beaten the Giants here the last 5 times. But Richie Kotite feels now that Ken O'Brien, starting his 4th game for the Eagles, is finally starting to feel comfortable. He also feels that they have to play good defense and run the ball. In fact, he's going to start Herschel Walker, who has to have a big day, and a rookie, Von Hebron, to make that running game go.
And we'll take a look first at the Eagles on offense. The Giants have not swept the season series since 1987. That goes back to the Eagles' success here at Veterans Stadium. Luiso, who was not active last week against the Redskins, is today. By SIKAHEMA. Back deep for the Eagles. He has been very close to breaking a punt return or kickoff return the last few weeks.
Dan Reeves was saying yesterday that Brad Luiso will be active every game from now on.
The high, deep kick chases SIKAHEMA back out of the end zone. And so the Eagles will take over behind Ken O'Brien, the ex-Jet. He is signed as a free agent. In front of him, Broderick Thompson, Baldinger, Alexander, Hallstrom, and Davis. And those who will handle the ball, Herschel Walker, Von Hebron, Victor Bailey, and Calvin Williams, the wide receivers, and Mark Favaro, the ex-Giant. Dallas has lost. That's the final. O'Brien, 1st and 10. Dallas 27-14, a loser to Atlanta. This is left side, perhaps a yard. Stopped by Michael Brooks. And here is the Giant defensive line. Fox, Dillard, and Hamilton. They'll start that way. The linebackers, Lawrence Taylor, perhaps making his last appearance here at Veterans Stadium, Bailey, Brooks, and Miller. And the secondary, Jackson and Guyton, the safeties, Corey Raymond, and Mark Collins, the cornerbacks.
Yeah, there's a tough break for the Philadelphia Eagles on the first play, Pat. That's their left tackle, Broderick Thompson, who I think is their best offensive lineman. And talking about a guy that they needed to get the running game going today, it's Broderick Thompson, injured on the first play.
Place is taken by McHale. But Broderick Thompson's a big loss. They're already very thin. All up and down that offensive line. That's Bailey in motion. 2nd and 9. O'Brien down. Hit first by Fox.
We see him working there, and Broderick Thompson there, and Fox is going to come right from the area that Broderick Thompson just left. Look at the top of the screen. Like the guy who replaced him, McHale, is the guy who was supposed to block Fox. Fox just takes him and goes right inside him. Watch. Right in here, you see Fox just coming straight up the middle. Gets wide by one blocker. Herschel Walker should have blocked him, and he just kind of let him go and waved him on through.
11-yard loss. Also Davis working on Broderick Thompson on the sideline. 3rd and 20. Comes the score. The Giants flag on the play. I think time expired before O'Brien got things
Play of game by the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains third down.
And HOCHULI is the referee.
You know, last week the Philadelphia Eagles lost Mike Shadd, their starting left guard. Brian Baldinger starting there today. And then on the first play of the game, their left tackle, Broderick Thompson, goes down. So in the last 2 weeks, that's the left side of their offensive line. And then, of course, they get that sack by Fox.
Looked like for Broderick Thompson, a cramp. Here's O'Brien in the end zone. As his arm started forward, the official right here says it didn't start forward, so it will not be a safety or a touchdown. Miller came up with the ball.
Corey Miller's going to come from the bottom of the screen here. He's just going around Anton Davis. You see him, he starts into him. Davis tried to hold him, and then he hit O'Brien just as he threw that. Well, that was going forward. That was awfully close.
Jeff Beagles, good kick, chases Meggett back to the 44. He gets across the 50 into Eagle territory to about their 47. 51-yard punt by Beagles. James Joseph made the stop. Phil Simms will start at quarterback for the Giants. Eric Moore, William Roberts, Oates, Cratch, and Riesenberg. Moore instead of Jumbo Elliott, who did not even make the trip. Hampton, Bunch, Callaway, Jackson, and Cross. Phil Simms, the quarterback. Cross, the tight ends came as if to line up on the left. Now goes back to the right. Split backs for the Giants. And the handoff is to Rodney Hampton, and there's nothing there. The Eagle defense solidified and helped considerably last week by the addition of William Perry. You wear number 90. Simmons next to him, Andy Harmon the other defensive tackle, and Mike Flores. The linebackers, William Thomas, Seth Joyner on the outside, Britt Hager in the middle. Allen and McMillan, the cornerbacks, Rich Miano and Andre Waters, the two safeties. Second and long, about 9. Sims to Meggett, not much.
Word from the Eagle bench, Pat, that you were right. That Broderick Thompson did have just a cramp, and that they're going to rub that out. He'll be back, or should be back, on the next series.
Green Bay ahead of Detroit, and the Bears came back to beat Kansas City by 2. Buffalo over Indianapolis. Dave Meggett, the lone setback. 4 wide receivers. And Sims back to throw it. A blitz. William Thomas all over Phil Simms. Nobody stayed to block it.
Yeah, that's a problem that the Giants have in that 4 receivers. And then they put Meggett out of the backfield. Here's Meggett. He's going to go this way. Now there's no one to block that backside. And they've been having trouble with that for a month. You see, the back goes the other way. If the back goes one way, the only way you can block is slide the line the other way. If the back goes that way and you don't slide back, you can't block that backside.
No way. You send them all out, and they rush more than you've got left. That just doesn't work out.
And they've been having trouble with that 4 wide receivers and Meggett with the blitz.
Mike Horan, short kick. SIKAHEMA handle. Shook 1 tackler, shook 2. But there's some more there. Good coverage by the Giants. Jesse Campbell down to lead the tacklers. No score in the first quarter at Veterans Stadium. 0-0. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Zotho Davis puts a little tape on the foot of the injured left offensive tackle Broderick Thompson.